Yeah, back to reality here. I don't know when it started. Um, Golfo de Fonseca, Honduras, is bouncing. I mean, bouncing. Let me see where the map is. Bing, ding, 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 ding. It's exactly where Salvador's was. They calling it Salvador last week. Now it's Honduras. Right where the volcanoes are and all that stuff right there. Yeah. My kitty cat, he just talking to them. Yes, you're a good boy, but they ain't gonna play with you at all. He's such a good little cat. Um, but anyway, yeah, here you should probably want to see this. Right here, right in that little bay. Remember that? Here. You remember? Yeah, you should. I was talking about it all last week, and I said, "Hey guys and girls, right in here, man. There was this earthquake right out here, and then bam, there's a big one right there. Now inside here, it's bouncing like crazy. They right there, look at that, feeds it right. So is something happening out here? Oh, whoa, Raggy. Could be. But this is just the latest earthquake here. They call it Golfo de Fonseca. Sound like a racetrack to me. But yeah, Nicaragua. Look at Nicaragua right here too. 87. Okay, the numbers are the same. So why are they calling it two different nations? Right? If I go like this, it's the same damn map. So they don't want you to know what the hell's going on. Maybe the aliens are going to come from there. Yep, maybe. Could be. Yeah, that area is rocking and rolling big time right now. Last night, I was going to see Nicaragua right here. In Golfo, Nicaragua, Golfo, constant. I mean, all day yesterday. All day yesterday. Here we're on the 27 here just today. Well, we're actually 2 full pages of it. Thank you to Nicaragua and Golfo. Salvador, you know, Salvador right here. 13, 12.6. This is a Salvador quake. Ding, 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 ding. Yep. It's what I'm talking about, man. They're talking about the earthquake being right in there. And look where this one is, right here. This whole area is rocking and rolling, man. What do you think? Why is there a bend here anyway? I don't know. Oh, Raggy. Yeah. Anyway, so if I went back to 5 pages, you would see. Look at all these here. Here's the 26th. I don't know when it started, if there was a larger earthquake. Canary Island's been talking. Central Turkey's been talking. Yellowstone actually had a 2.2 yesterday. I bet our friend Mary, she reported that. Southwestern Siberia, Russia, had a quake. We talked about that one. Kyushu, Japan had the 4.6 yesterday. Okay, Azerbaijan. Women are starting to argue it now. Yeah. Iran has been arguing. Baja, there was the Baja one we talked about. Like, hey, wait a minute. How come USGS? It seems to me that USGS has no longer decided to be, for lack of a better word, informative. there's the 6-4 yesterday. All right, so we talked about that. I'm trying to find out what happened in Central America that made it go. Here's a Nicaragua, a 2.5, 13 and negative 87. Okay, near the coast of Nicaragua. Yeah, these are the same ones, right? Yeah. Nicaragua again. Yeah. See, it started picking up here. Nicaragua again. So something happened in that area, Guerrero, Mexico. That's around the corner. Off the coast of Costa Rica. Let's go ahead and check this one out real quick. Oops. That's historical. All right, so this one's a little bit southerner than these up here. A little more southern, I should say. Yay! Y'all. All right, so what kicked it off? What changed? Why Oaxaca was popping off the coast of Oaxaca? All right, Jalisco. All of Mexico is starting to move. Near the coast of, so there's a 3-3 in that region. Oaxaca. El Salvador, that's in that region right there. Salvador, same thing. Chiapas, yeah. They all like middle threes is what they're doing. A lot of middle threes. Oh, Iceland had a quake. Did Iceland affect Central America? Could be. What are your thoughts? It is kaiju attack. Okay. Here's the Knight Rider Fast and Furious lampoon. All right, thank you, there, Paul. Or James here. Okay, there was a 7-3 before the Haida Gwaii and 7-8. Okay. I do think North America's west coast is really gonna get walloped here shortly. I just hope we survive. You know, I'm getting a little concerned about it, you know, but I'm not letting it, you know, ruin my day. Nevada had a 2. El Salvador still popping. El Salvador. Yeah, I'm going back in time now, back on the 26th, yesterday. Because it didn't start to show up until the afternoon what was going on. Michoacan, Mexico, Baja, Oaxaca. All these are threes, mid threes. Oaxaca. Chiapas. Chiapas is south of Oaxaca. Nicaragua is south of Chiapas. Guerrero's north of Oaxaca. Michoacan, north of Oaxaca. Chiapas. Chiapas had a 4-2. Oaxaca. Offshore Salvador, 2-5. Okay, well that's then. How about one more day prior, or one more page prior? Go to page 6 if I see anything. Chiapas 3-8. Chile down there. Chiapas had a 4-3. Michoacan. Salvador had a 3. Guerrero. Dun, 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 dun. Oaxaca 3-8. Veracruz 3-8. My cat just talks to the cats out on the porch. Jalisco. Yeah, I'm just not seeing anything. Veracruz, Mexico had a 4. A couple of Veracruz, Mexicos. Now, Veracruz, Mexico is on the other side. Okay, here's Veracruz, Mexico. Chiapas is here. Oaxaca's here. Guerrero, Michoacan, right? So we got bumping all the way up here, and then we have some stuff out here. So that chicken leg is moving, but the Guatemalan stuff, Fuego's been quiet. Santa Maria, and that was okay. It wasn't like super noisy. Salvador, and I'll go to the freaking terrain here and go 30 days out. You can see in this region is where it was busy, right? And it pumped up here a little bit. And then here was another 6-3. And that's off Chiapas. So the 6-5 happened after, it was 7-18. And this was on 7-14. So 7-14, 7-18. And I think this one out here was 7-18 as well. 7-10. 10, 14, 18. So is it moving this way after this moved? Is this pulling on this and that's what made that happen? What's going on? What are your thoughts? I think all positive things you've done for JSL, Susan. Oh, I love Susan. 3 years? Yeah, already. Wow. Hey, 134. Nice to see you, buddy. On the onions, listening. Nice. September 1st, 2018 had a 7.8. Yeah. We're not seeing, well, this one here is a 5-1, but so we've got this, which you can't see. There you go. This happened was a 6-6 on the 10th. Then we went up to here on the 14th, a 6-3. Then we went to here, a 6-5 on the 18th. And here we are on the 27th, almost 9 days later. And we're trying to figure out what's going on here. Because what's happened is this mess has moved into here. And you can see the definition right there, right? That's a big one right there. So, and they're calling it Honduras, Salvador, and Nicaragua. Well, it's in that bay right there, Gulf de Fonseca. Hey, why don't they just stay with the same ones? And USGS in the last 30 days has them all out here. But that's not what's happening. And we can go to 3 pages out, which still will be on the 27th like it is today. The earthquakes have kicked up substantially down here, and I think it's because of that. Vanuatu had that 5 last night. Everybody saw that one. Gulf de Fonseca, look at this. Boom, 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 right? Nicaragua, boom, boom. Then Gulf, boom, boom, boom. Nicaragua, boom. It's going off. It's definitely going off big time. So let me choose one of these. Here's the 3-3, and point out where it's happening. So it's happening in that bay. There's volcanoes going through here. Are we looking for a volcano to act up in the Gulf Wall? Let me show you here. In the Gulf, there are several volcanoes. Cosigüina, Concho Guida, Concha Agua, Isle de Grande, Isle de Tigre, right? These are all volcanoes. In the center there, it's basically it's shallow, 20 feet, 24 feet, 30 feet, all in here. Yeah, all 30 feet, and you get out here, still 30 feet. So there's not a whole lot of depth. You know, there's a little island coming up. It's not very deep, 53 feet here. There must be a little channel that runs in here. 42, 10, 74. There's the depth right there, right? So, yeah, there's the depth that goes right through here. So all these quakes are happening here and in here. What's going on? Does anybody have any idea? Oh, it's get the hickories. Tim did it. Yeah. Well. Jeez. Yeah, they're going to blame that Biden was controlled and they fixed him because the aliens came and controlled him, and that's why he made so many errors. Oh, yeah, the aliens did it, man. The aliens did it. Mm-hmm. Whatever. But, I mean, you can see the concentration of volcanoes through here on the volcanic arc. But right in here, are we seeing the upwelling of another volcano? I don't know. They can tell the different kinds of scientific data. I don't know. Let's see what that says. Yeah. Medias. Nada. Testimonies. Maps. Motion tensors. Theoretical damaging estimate. Regional tensors. Here's the regional tensors. So all of these, you see all the purples, right? Except for there is a couple of other different colors. There's a strike slip in there. What the hell are these other ones, man? You gotta find that out, right? Oh, I hit it twice. Turn that sideways. Low reverse angle, right? Well, the purple ones are all low reverse angles, where the pressure comes here and the tension is out here. Or is it? It is subduction, so. Huh. And I'm sure my boy out there, he's doing some research trying to find out why. What's with that area? I'm waiting for Canuck to say something. He's doing the research. Because he got the answers, generally speaking. Let me see. And people believe it too. Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna. The push for transhumanism is real, and I know that's a buzzword, and I apologize for all of those who love it. You know, you want to live forever? Go right ahead. Um, yeah. Slow slip? Yeah, it could be, sis. It might be, cat. But why just in that little tiny spot? And these are much larger than an ETS event. I mean, we're talking threes. So ETSs are less than one. You know, like if we went looked up here at the trimmer map, eh? Eh? Trimmer map 217 right there up in the Pacific Northwest right now. This was yesterday. So this trimmer map would suggest that there's a slow slip happening, and it's vibrating right there because the subduction goes out here and it's dipped way down there, right? If I showed you the topographic JSL plate contours, right? Seismometers. For USGS right up here. So go up to USGS. Come down here. And you'll see it's well off plate. Here's the subduction as it starts to slide down. And you're talking to Olympia, where most of this stuff's happening right in here. Where the last large earthquake happened in the Seattle area, by the way, I believe. And why don't I just do that here? Why don't I just do the search? I want to say it happened in the 50s, maybe? And I think it's larger than a 5. Custom, and I'm going to say 1800s. Custom. Yeah, use that region. These are all the 5s and above. Yeah, right here, the 6.7 and the 6.7 here. 6.8, 6.1, right? So this is the region that right now the tremors are hitting. Are we thinking that maybe that will happen again? These are all 5s. You can see a row of 5s, right? And when I did the research, I did a big square out here. Nothing happened here. It's all happening on land, not out there. Hey, Rocket Bomb, Nisqually, 1989. Yeah, I don't know what the dates are on these. This one's here in 1939, 2001, 6.8. 1949 at 6.7. 1965, 6.7. So 6.7, 6.8 right in here, right? Then we have the 5s here. 5, 1995, 1882, 1940, 5.1, 5.0, and 2001. 5.8 in 1999, and 5.8 in 1882. 1995 had a 5. Here's a 5 at 1891. And 1996 a 5.4. 5.2 1932. 1954 has a 5. 1957 had a 5, and then 1904 had a 5.3. So all those are dated, and but right here is the activity. And yes, this is the area that gets the largest quakes. And if I did the terrain, right? Here's Mount Rainier. Here's St. Helens, right? And then Adams is out here. And then the other one's up here, Mount Glacier. And the other big one's up here too. So, and here's Wenatchee where Professor Nick is, right? So his world will shake when this shakes again. Big wildfires in the Pacific Northwest in 1945 to 1949. Alberta had wildfires in 1949. Same spot as now before the Haida-Gwaii 8.1. An upper 6 can shake all of them magma chambers. Yeah. It'll shake even Yellowstone. They're connected, I think. Way down below. When you talk about Mexico or not, I'm confused. Yeah. What I'm trying to say is, how do we determine, based on your question, Kat, is it a slow slip? Slow slips in this area happen, and that's what's happening now with the tremors. So using your thought process, he's saying, hey, maybe it's a slow slip. Could there be a larger quake happening? Well, back to Mexico, right? Back to Mexico. We've already had a big quake there. And are these quakes out here versus here? See, this is where it was. Are these quakes here related to these quakes? That's my question. And I'm asking from your point of view. You said, well, it might be a slow slip. And I said, well, that's interesting because we do have a monitoring ability to check out slow slips up here. And that's why I jumped to it. I said, well, okay, if that's the case, then it looks like the Olympia area is due for a mid 6. And that would be wild because that would show, yeah, there's things happening. You know, here's the 6.5 that we just had, and here's this, but we had that other one, the 6.3 right up in here. Right? So, I mean, these things are 413 miles apart. Inside to this one here is 40 miles apart. I'm thinking it could be related. See, there's a whole big deal here that's connected. So maybe it's that this quake happened out here and it's shaking up all this down in here. That's kind of where I'm thinking. Because it is bouncing like crazy inside the bay. Check out the 2 pages of this report, Iris. Okay. A long, slow slip is better than a sudden break. Yeah, I agree. Like a bunch of 2s and 3s are way better than a 6 or a 7. Yeah. Tremor monitoring. Non-volcanic tremor along in Oaxaca segment in the middle of America's subduction zone. Non-volcanic. Yeah. So tremors. Okay, those are the tremors are going on up here. The map of the study region is focused on the Oaxaca segment of the Middle America subduction zone. Gray triangles, seismic and white squares. GPS show the state of the joint network in 0706. They used to determine the extent of the non-volcanic tremors. 06, the green line. This study and 100 millimeter slip contour for slow slip events in the early 0607. White ovals, talked about from one guy. Black ovals, approximate rupture zone of large subduction thrust or earthquakes over the past 50 years. As estimated from location, rupture aftershock straight line is a profile magnetologic and measurements with areas of high conductivity near the subduction interface highlighted in yellow. Dotted lines is isodepths of the subduction plate from analysis of seismicity. Blue circles indicates where the ultra slow velocity layer has been detected, and dashed circle indicates where it's absent. So there's the slow slip is what you're saying there. And blue circles indicates where it is ultra slow. Ultra slow here. No there. Yeah, this is pretty good relate. I've seen this once before. And this is exactly what it looks like. These signals here that I was watching all day yesterday. Look at Nicaragua. That same kind of signal. Bing, 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 bing. Like it's moving. You know, it's pretty. It's pretty insane to think that under the ground it's moving. You're just like, whoa. So my question was, what do you think is going on in here? And QuakeCat says it's maybe a slow slip, and that's probably a good answer. You know, just looking at the contours, this line goes all the way through out here, and it is, you know, is it faster the diving underneath here versus up here? Because it's out and then it goes in and then out. So does it slip faster than up here, or is it slower? Questions. Is this moving quicker in this direction versus this moving? Or does this have all this back here? Man, I didn't know it was connected even. Port-au-Prince. That's interesting right there. Because if we lower the ocean levels, I mean, shoot, 400 feet. Well, they say Greenland ice melts, will be another 50 feet to the oceans. Yeah. Yeah, QuakeCat, I know you've said that before. What makes you think that? I'm not challenging you, understand that. I just want to know what's in your mind, why you think it's not a good representation. There's something happening, but I don't think anybody knows what the hell is happening. You know, I think you put tremor maps all over the planet, you'd see tremors happening all over. I agree with you. And that's the only one. That's why I use that one as a to tell us what's kind of going on in the Pacific Northwest. What it means, I don't have a clue. Nobody does. Not even the people watching it. The professors, there's like, well, it used to be 14 months, but that ain't working no more. But then again, we've only been watching it since, some time. A 5.2 was bad enough for me, Luke. Yeah. Most people don't understand a 5 earthquake is extremely strong. If you haven't been in a quake before, a 5 is no joke. A 7 is mind-boggling stronger. I mean, it's 200 times stronger or something. Maybe 2,000 times stronger. I don't know. 2 points. You get a few of them in Trent Valley. All right. I don't know that there's ever been a super strong one in England, or in the UK. But You better sit on your bum, that's for sure. It'll knock you down. But anyway, we have a swarm here right now. It's not necessarily volcanic, but it is in the volcanic arc, which quite possibly could mean that magma is making its way, cracking the rocks, and it's going to go to a volcano or not. Or it could just be that it's responding from this 6.5. That 6.5, and that out here, that what was it, a 6 point, oh, it was out here, sorry, 6 point whatever, right out here, 6.6. All right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, so I have that installed so I can see it better. So that's 6.6. Then these two sixes here, all related to that fault zone. El Salvador had a 7.7 the month before Nisqually quake in 01. Central America was busy larger quakes in 2000. Well, we did have a lot of quakes recently in Peru, southern, central, and northern. Nisqually was in February. How large was the Nisqually quake? I mean, I didn't see it on. I'm assuming it's up there in Washington, or is it in BC? El Salvador was in January. Nisqually was a 6.8. Wow, that's pretty strong. In 2001, huh? Well, that's interesting. It seems to me that every time that Central America rumbles, Texas, West Texas rumbles like crazy. So I'm assuming that these mountain ranges that go up here, Sierra Madre, have a connection. The Sierra Madre Occidental, right? Is that what it is? It's an ancient Oriental. All right, so they have an ancient connection to right out here. And I'll tell you that watching the seismos for patches, it's like almost incredibly how fast it happens. And that in his area just rumbles a whole lot more. So it's pretty little. It's a little bit bizarro. But could this be the Walker Lane? Maybe the bottom of the Walker Lane. Very much could be. Let's take a look at volcanoes. We've looked at enough of these earthquakes. Well, it's. Why don't we do this? We'll look at uh, the ones that are 2.5 and above right now. So we see Nevada had a couple, had three of them today. California had three, four. Texas had one. So there is movement on the North American plate around here. Still normal up there. This is pretty interesting. 5-3. They're calling that Russia. Jeez. God bless America. Tomine, Japan. And the Isuzu Islands had a 4-8. Sulawesi, Philippine region, had a 5-2. Down here behind Bali, 134 lives over here. Behind Bali had a 5-1. Vanuatu is still popping around. Yesterday it came out, and it's still, there's 6 more quakes, or 5 more quakes. Big ones: 5, 5-3, 5-1, 5-5, 4-6, 4-9, 4-9. Now, all these could be due to the uplift that's happening right here. 5-0 Loyalty Islands. Well, okay, we have a Fiji or south of Fiji, a 5-1. What's the depth on that? 384. That's pretty shallow for Fiji. Here's the Fiji, 4-4 at 576. And then we have the Tonga, 5-5 over here. So this happened on 2056. And this one happened way before it. No, this happened before. This one created this one. All right. And then this one happened after. So, interesting here. Pressure moving out from this little one to hit the bottom of the plate. I mean, this is deep. 576. 575. That's really down there. Yeah. You think it's all Peru? I mean, all Walker Lane? Yeah. Yeah, just the historical record shows that, where he says if it's a bit north, it's like Oaxaca, then look out the Pacific Northwest. If it's, Central America, look out Cali. It seems to be a correlation in there somehow. No big quakes like 6.5 plus between Sandpoint and Colima in like 3 years now. I know it's quiet, dude. I'm a little concerned. Yeah. So be watching out for the holograms. You're not going to be able to tell unless you can see the lines. And there's smoke or clouds to try to hide the lines. Just how stupid and silly it is. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I'm going to stay with it. You want to be running away from little green men? I think they're food. Yeah. Oh, they want to run the world, make you food. Yes, again. I don't know. See, where are we? That's pretty much. Oh, we do have one in South America, 4.6. That is north of Santiago. It's gotten quiet around Santiago again. I don't know. North America seems a bit busier. South America seems a bit slower. Central America is busy as all get up. But hey, that's just what we're seeing. On the map here, 3 pages out, the Gulf just started kicking up so much yesterday. The majority of these quakes or from there. Let's see if I can spot anything in south of Fiji. There's the 4-4, 579, 11, 12 hours ago. Northern Italy, Spain had all a little bunch of ones. Guerrero, Mexico had a 4. Virgin Islands came in at a 2-7. South Island and New Zealand had a 3. France had a 2-5. I'm not seeing anything that stands out. Southern Idaho had a 2-1. Bolivia. Okay, there's a couple of, South American ones there. Small, though. Albania. And Vanuatu. San Francisco Bay Area had a 2-6. West Texas had a 2-5. That's not related. Virgin Islands had another 3-9. It's a little stronger. We're 6 hours out now. Vanuatu about 6 hours ago had another 4-9. Turkey. Vanuatu had a 5 6 hours ago. West Texas, little 2-5. Chiapas, Michoacan. I really think that the chicken leg is moving. And Turkey. Metropole, nothing there. Utah, little thing out of Utah. Northern Island, New Zealand, 3-2. I want to look at this Portugal. This is a 3-2 Portugal. Well, it is above Lisbon, isn't it? It's a 3.2 above Lisbon. That's not good. Especially with all the islands bouncing right now. South of Fiji just had 3 hours ago, had another 5-1, 384 depth. We looked at that one. All these Honduras, bam. Nicaragua, bam. All are the same ones. The swarm is huge. This is not a slow slip. This is a fast slip. Like what happens in Oaxaca. They have fast slips as well. But their fast slips are like 5s and heavy 4s. Again, the women are arguing, a little 3-4. Honduras. Azores. Still, the Azores are still talking. I'm not seeing anything in Iceland, though. They just like Iceland dropped off the face of the earth. Like nothing. Europe, virtually nothing on a USGS anyway. There's some in Turkey that's been happening, some in Italy, and they have a little one in France, but it's probably up in the mountains here. But the Azores are activated. Portugal, north of Lisbon, Madeira, Canary Islands. These area is busy, yet nothing here. The volcano's still going. I saw a bunch of activity yesterday on the Cali channel here. Let me see. That's when they changed it. Just this whole a morning section. You can see there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5, there's 6. Normally we see, traffic like this, but not these ones. These are larger tremors. So that was yesterday. Nothing appears that way today. Yeah, Madero or Mindanao, Philippines again, a little 3-1. Central Turkey, Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, oral banging. France had a little 3-1. And here we are on what's live happening here. You can see the pulse, boom, 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 boom. These were yellows yesterday. They're blues today. Something happened up here in Wyoming just a minute ago. Gillette, Wyoming. Yellowstone's offline. I don't know if we'll be able to see anything. Well, that didn't work. Because it didn't go to Yellowstone. That's why. There we go. Mammoth Vault. It's got some noise, but is it, yeah, nothing. Nothing's responding here. So Gillette, Wyoming's like eastern Wyoming, I think. So yeah, nothing. So Yellowstone's fine then. I'm gonna put that in a subject here. Thank you. Cook Strait, little vibrations down there. Okay, we're quiet here. All right, space weather. Right now, solar wind is 470. Density of the protons are at 1.29. We've had a C6 and an M4 flare, and we also had an M1 that happened 9:30. We're at 1500. So 5.5 hours ago, we had another M1. And if we looked at where that hit, we can watch this. What was it? At what time? Oops. 9:30. All right. 7. And there's a pretty good one right there. 8. 9. 9:30 right there. Boom. All right, so that 9:30 zapped the Middle East. Africa all the way to Turkey, out to Oman and stuff, and all the way up into looks like Italy. So that was a pretty good little zapparini. And yeah, there's another bright one over Africa. Over, well, look at that one. Yeah, over the Canary Islands. There's another one over the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. And that's where we're at right now. So, hey, yeah, right now the KP index is really low. Nothing there. 76 and 80 pose a threat for M-class flares. 80 is right here. 76 is up here. So both of these have the beta class things. Do we have new sunspots coming in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think the sunspots may be coming over there. That's the one. That's the far side CME. We talked about it last night. I wasn't sure it was coming at us, but I thought it was. And so did they until they did the report, because it nailed a European satellite. This blast went so fast, it got to the satellite in 2 days rather than in three and a half. And it said this blast was moving at 3.4 million miles an hour. It was a fast mover, so it was a big explosion. Bam! And it went away from us, thank God. But it did hit their satellite. If this CME hit Earth, a strong, possibly severe geomagnetic storm would have resulted. Instead, it flew the opposite direction and hit Europe's solar orbiter, Sol Zero spacecraft. The CME reached the spacecraft July 26th at 2 p.m. UT, barely 32 hours after it left the sun. Considering that a typical CME would take 2 or 3 days to reach the spacecraft at its current location, the transit only took 32 hours, confirms that this CME was a fast mover. This was a definite big event. George Ho of the Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Center said. On board the solar orbiter is an energetic particle detector, right? He checked the data right after the initial explosion on the 24th and saw a surge of 50 megavolts ions reaching the spacecraft. Yeah. This indicates a strong incoming interplanetary shock. Yeah, that's a tsunami. This plot shows the two waves of energetic particles washing over the solar orbiter. The first wave, yellow, was accelerated by whatever unseen explosion launched by the CME, traveling close to the speed of light. Energetic ions reached the spacecraft soon after a blast. A second wave, blue, traveled with the CME itself and hit the spacecraft 30 plus hours later. It is notable that the most energetic particles, greater than 50 megavolts, intensified 10,000 fold during the event. You can see. Yeah. Intensified more than 10,000 fold. Yeah, that's a lot of energy, baby. Yep. The solar orbiter is launched in 2020 of February on its mission to study solar storms at a point blank range, and mission accomplished. The storm actually swallowed the spacecraft. Mission scientists will analyze the data from the storm, others to improve future forecasts. Yeah, they got a lot of information out of that booger. Right now, the KP index is unsettled, which I think is well below 2, or well below 3 anyway. 25% chance for a Class M, a 5% for an X. It is dropping precipitously again. 21 fireballs flying over North America. That's Mexico, U.S., and Canada. Geometric storm probabilities, 20% in the mid, 20% in the upper. And again, today is the 27th. We have 2 rocks. The closest one is 3 lunar distances away, and it's 54 feet across. The other one's 160 2 feet across, and it's 10 distances away. Lunar distances, so 10 times 384,401 kilometers divided by 1.6. There you go. Right. So 3 million kilometers, 3 million 8. Right. Here we do a quick thing. 3,800,000 divided by 1.6. About 2,375,000 miles away. Yeah. Pretty far. And we'll check out the, we already checked out the tremors, the buoys. Do we have any drunk Chinamen out there saying hi to us? Oh, we do. Looky here. What's going on up here in the Aleutian Trench? Let's look at the event. Well, that's not one of those. That's a different event happening right here. Definitely an uplift. What happened there? Water depth 335 yards. Do you have a time frame for this? It happened on the 26th. Roughly 900 UT, right? Greenwich Mean Time. Did anything happen then? I don't know. I'll probably have to go to the 7 days on that. Excuse me. All right, so where's this thing bouncing at? All right. Bering Canyon. Derrickson Seamount here. There's the Derrickson Seamount. This thing's just off of that. So right out here, doesn't appear I see anything out here. 4.7, 4.5. These are all, 26th, 8:29. What's the time frame on this one? 26th divided by 1, 2, 3. It's in the third quarter of 4. So not at 8 o'clock. 1841. Well, maybe, right? I don't know, what's that, -2? That would be 6. 6 o'clock. I don't know. Pretty close, I guess. Could that little sand point 1 create it? I don't know. This is the 26th, about 8 o'clock too. Hey, both of these are pretty close together. 8:29, 7:26. Did this one create it? Could have been. False pass. Interesting. You see a bounce. There's a pretty good bounce. It's 10 points. So it's 10 centimeters, Something happened. A rogue wave, maybe? I don't know. I don't know if this is on the seafloor. Water depth is 4,700 meters, pretty deep. I don't know. But that's the only one that's bouncing right now. You can see it comes up here and boing, and just continued. Waves are all relatively same on the way up. So something happened there. I don't see anything else. So a drunk Chinaman hits up there, eh? Nah, it's not that same signal. It's a different signal. When I see the drunk Chinaman, it goes like this, and then like that kind of signal, kind of like a heartbeat. That's when I think it's that Chinaman hitting the thing. But that's a different signal altogether. I think the last 6.5 was the Monte Cristo quake in 2020. Yeah, that was the Nevada quake. I think you're saying that, bud. Yeah. I think it's all Walker Lane, Peru, all the way to down through Chile. Yeah, there's something to that, in my opinion, too. How to explain it? Very difficult. There might be a secondary Walker Lane, Walker Lane here and then this one here. Both of these might be one way on one side and the other side of Walker Lane. Walker Lane may be what's in the middle. It could be something like that. We don't know. We're making shit up as we go. Okay, so nothing's happening here. Let's go in the volcano news, everybody. Today in volcano news, according to Volcano Discovery, Krakatoa just popped 2,000 feet. So it's waking up. Santa Guida volcano, Fuego, Krakatoa, Simiru, Ewu, Ibu, Reventador, and Sangay make the news today, July 27, 2023. Luotolo, which wasn't in that list, 7,000 feet. Luotolo is, here, let me close that here. Luotolo is down here. Yeah, come on, wake up. Luotolo's right over here. Indonesia, right? Here's Timor, and there's Indonesia. Sabancaya, sporadic puffs at 23. It's a 19,000 foot mountain. That's really nothing. Fuego, back to its normal 15,000, and that's Guatemala. All right, so over here, Fuego. All right, here's Fuego right here. Come here. There you go. I just want to set that up. The place mark. Fuego's right there. Santa Guido is right up here. Santa Maria, Santa Guido. That's where this is. And that's in the news too. So both of these volcanoes are in the news. And this is Guatemala. This is where all the activity happening down here. Here's Chiapas and Oaxaca. And we have Veracruz out here. So these areas are rocking and rolling. And we'll see what's going on. Uluwan volcano, weak emissions to 9,000 feet. I want to say that's in the Philippines. I always get that mixed up. Papua New Guinea. Yeah. I meant to say Papua New Guinea. Why didn't I say Uluwan? I don't know. And we can zip over here. I don't see why they just don't keep them all together, but hey, Yeah. Uluwan's right here. So Uluwan's been busy. Yeah. And this is the Bismarck Sea, which there's been a lot of activity here the last 6-8 months. A lot of activity. I actually think there was a volcano that kind of popped back here too. But we did have the 7.6 that happened here. We did have the 7 that happened here. I don't know if it was late last year, early this year. Manam popped to, I think it was late last year, popped to like 45,000 feet and then shut off. It just farted, and then it shut off. It's like, you're not going to erupt? No. And then Kakar did the same thing. It's like, and then shut off. I don't understand how these work, but hey, they're just doing their thing, maybe. Reventador down in Ecuador, 15,000 feet. That's not much of a pop there. It's like a 12,000 foot mountain. Nevada del Ruiz in Colombia, 20,000 feet. That's a 17,000 foot mountain. Again, small popper. Ubinas volcano, emissions to 18,000 feet. Now, I want to say that Ubinas is right up in here. Am I right? I just want to make sure my thinking is right. There's Krangatang. Maybe I'm off. That was at a low impong. I don't know. Where's your penis? I mean, Ubinas. All right, let me check it again. Oh, it's Peru. Yeah, it's an 18,000 foot mountain, and it popped to 18,000. Explosive activity continues. Buenos Aires warned about a volcanic plume that rose estimated 18,000 feet. Altitude flight, so 180. Guess what? The thing is 18,000. It didn't pop very high. It's just smoking. Smoking, baby. Reventador, down there in Ecuador, 15,000 of a 12. Awu volcano, Sulawesi, increased seismic activity alert, level raised 2. Yeah, I was thinking about it down there. Sulawesi just acting up there. Shishaldin volcano in the Aleutian Islands, Alaska, eruptive phase has calmed down. Now, they were worried about it because they could see magma on the top and may have been leaking, but it melted the snow around it and then it's stopped. So Shishaldin stopped. Krakatau, 2,000 feet. That's kind of its normal 2,000 for when it once erupt. That means there's pressure moving through from Java through Sumatra. Fuego, 15, that's its normal. Ibu, over in Halamarhara, 6,000. It's a little down, but it's normal there too. Santa Guido, no recent emissions. Sabancaya, down in the armpit, 19,000 going to 24,000. Upinas is right there by Sabancaya. Yeah. Sengay in Ecuador again, 21,000. Emissions remain likely, so it's still doing its thing there in Ecuador. And Simiru volcano there in Java, 14,000 out of a 12. Nevada del Ruiz, Colombia, to 20 from a 19. Nothing. Reventador, nothing. Shishaldin, 15,000, and now they say it's mellowing out. Hey. I don't know if I remember. Aleutian Islands, I know that. Why don't we find exactly where that damn thing is? Just for shits and giggles, while we look this up. Here we go. Well, looky there. How interesting is that? So I put a little dinger on that one. No, not that one here. Let me edit that. Make it a yellow. Because that thing is, we just looked at we looked at an earthquake, right? Now, why the hell? Everything. I'm sure that buoy out here was moving. Yeah. Not too far from that area. So I wonder. Ding, 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 ding. Um, you're too funny there, Canuck. You might have to get the switch. Probably pointing in the wrong direction. Hey, calmness is back in the house. I love her. And Susan, love you, sister. 3.2 francs. Hey, that's a strong one for France. They're sick. I think they're starting to enjoy it. Anyway. Um, uh, my damn toe is killing me. Um, your naughtiness got the boot. Yeah, yeah. Freaking Canuck. Anyway, I think that's it for the morning report. Is there anything left? Um, yeah. Good times, baby. um, Timmy resubscribed. Thank you, Timmy. Love you, my brother. Always a pleasure to have you around. You know that. Walleye King, Susan, good morning. Tim, good morning. Walleye B, good morning. Patches, good morning. 42, good morning. Rocket Bobs that exists, good morning. Red Wagon, good morning. Quake Cat, good morning. New Brunswick, Canada guy. Canuck, good morning. Calmness 55, good morning. Flutter Girl, good morning. Doc Rock 18, good morning. Denise in the UK, good morning. Afternoon and evening to you. Croatian Dude 96, good evening to you as well. Comanche 6520, good morning. And my boy Snarls over there in Paducah, good morning to you.